And we're off. Ha ha! Right, as people may notice or not, we do not have a Bill this evening because Bill is not very well. And no, it is not from a hangover. Well, he says it's not from a hangover, but I'm not so sure. Uh, but
Attacking a man's books when he's already down is not me.
no, he's had toothache all week, hasn't he? Bless him. So he's not up to doing the show tonight. So he's having a bit of a rest.
Yeah, he's not feeling very well.
So hopefully he'll be able to get in and see a dentist this week and get his last remaining tooth pulled out. No, I'm afraid not, Lise. He's not very well. He's suffering with tooth pain, and among other things, he's not up to it. So he's taken some meds, but he will be in chat. He said.
Mm-hmm.
So. And tonight might get a bit ranty because I have a subject I want to talk about tonight. And it does relate to Keir Starmer, but it is more on the case of Hugh Edwards, the newsreader, who has just been convicted of being a speedo, and the images that were found on his computer. Now, if I got caught for those type of images, or any of us got caught for those type of images, not that any of us obviously would, I know, we would be straight in prison. But if you are a newsreader and you work for the BBC, you get off with it and continue to get paid by the BBC £475,000 a year. So that's what I'm a bit annoyed about. And of course, the government and the Labour Party in particular are large supporters of the BBC. So this is another case of Keir Starmer being a supporter of Speedos. So how can you support a government who supports that type of people? So I won't get too ranty on it because I will say something that will probably get me banned again.
Well, look at all this stuff that's coming out about Mohammed Al Fayed.
Well, he's another one, isn't he? But
Yeah.
But think of his ethnicity and his
Yes.
religious backgrounds.
But hasn't it also come out that the CPS had some investigations and decided not to pursue anything?
Yeah,
that was 2009.
Who was in charge of those? The CPS.
Oh, was he? Yeah. That'll be why.
Starmer. Oh, I forgot about that.
Would you believe that?
What a conspiracy theory, eh? Do you know, Lee, if they want to send me to prison again, okay. That's cool. Saves me money. I shall make sure Alana and Gwendolyn are well provided for. They can send me to prison. Doesn't bother me. But it's not going to stop me saying what I want to say. And I did hear another bit of news today. Something that the Labour government are thinking about bringing in. A ban on alcohol. Yeah.
How's that going to work?
A ban. Now, I don't mind alcohol. I have nothing against it. If somebody wants to have a few beers, I do. Now again, that's cool. I think some people at times maybe drink a bit much, but that's their prerogative. If you wanna drink too much, that's up to you. That's it's your stupid. That's your. You should be allowed to do stupid things. So not only are we going to ban people from smoking, we're going to ban people from vaping. We're going to ban people from using their car by pricing them off the road. We're going to ban you from drinking. Now, I'm not sure how much oxygen we'll be going for under the new rules, because you might have to pay for that soon. And of course, if you say too much, then Comrade Starmer will have you in a gulag somewhere soon. It's seriously, it's heading towards a proper communist country. This is going to be. But of course, being white, and if you say anything against anybody, that makes me a right-wing thug. Or any of us. Because you can't have an opinion. If you're offering, Lisa, yeah, go for it. I don't want a bit of moonshine. I have my own supplies, but hey, if we start a moonshine business, it's well known that you can tune a car to run on moonshine. It's quite easy. Right, how much space have I got here? All I need is some copper and a hammer. Tyler will probably see the explosion where he is. It makes Donald Trump look sensible, our current government. A 69 Charger in orange. Yes, that I could roll with that definitely. Oh, yes.
Oh, you can't really beat that by a lot.
That'll upset a few people. Put the Confederate flag on the roof. We might as well go the whole hog and just really upset them, won't we? Tonight's show sponsored by the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah, but so could you, Bill. You could be tuned to run on ethanol. And get rid of your tooth pain.
Yeah,
In fact, he'll forget he's got the toothache.
Well, forget everything.
don't forget he has teeth.
So, what have you guys been up to this week?
Well, it's actually been a productive for once. I finally pulled a few pennies out of the freaking jackasses I work for and got a raise.
Wow.
I'm not going to say how much, but it was enough that it was actually worth going to work Monday. So.
Whew. It'll be sacked by next week's show.
Well, that's fair.
They have been up in Scotland as well, so
yeah, you've had a lot to do.
Help my brother sort out my dad's house.
Yeah.
You would have thought. Yeah, the amount of crap that he's kept over the years.
At least you've got sort of most of it done now.
Yeah.
It's not a fun job, that's for sure.
Well,
It's,
no.
No,
it is.
no.
It's like we were saying the other day, though. It's comical when you go through and you see what crap they've kept.
Mm.
The crap that they keep is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the fun part is too when you go through everything, then you got to figure out, well, you're keeping so much of it, where are you gonna put all this stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that some places don't want the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And
get.
also the fact that there's a couple of lovely leather sofas there that we can't actually give to charity because there's no fire retardant labels on them.
Well, there's a simple answer: don't set fire to
Mm.
Right.
them.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So 2 leather sofas are just going to end up what getting thrown away, or I,
No, there weren't any many shampoos, but there was a couple of sets of slippers from Turnberry, one set from Turnberry and one set from Glen Eagles or something like that.
any dressing gowns maybe, or
Sorry?
dressing gowns maybe.
No, just the slippers.
Ah, right.
Yeah, just the slippers. So he's obviously thought, oh, I'll have them. Or, those white fabrics and yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously he's had them when he's been away at a conference there. Apart from that, loads
Typical
of fishing
Scot.
stuff. Loads
Typical
of fishing
Scot.
stuff. Loads of crap that has been in the loft that we've taken out and some got burnt. Some went to the tip. Yeah. Possibly. Yeah, so there's a few things that I've kept, a few things my brother's kept, and yeah, probably just get a house clearance company and get the estate to pay for that. And then once everything's all sorted, everything will get divvied up and sold.
Yeah, well, preferably sooner than
Yeah.
later, mate, before the government decide to bring in the new rules on. Because there's talk about bringing new rules in for
Mm.
inheritance tax.
Yeah, well, hopefully that'll be done within the next 6 to 9 months, I think. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I take it he had a will in place.
The thing is, there shouldn't be any other people popping up saying, oh, I want some of this money, some of that money. 'Cause it's only my brother and I, so there's no hidden children, I believe.
You hope.
Mm. That's all in the hands of the solicitors.
So you never know. You could have a real big family and never know it.
Could do. I doubt it. They're both my mum and dad were only children.
Yeah, I think everybody is, to be fairly. I think the budget is going to be for anybody who's working.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be good news.
Wouldn't
You know,
surprise me if there's going to end up being riots after the budget.
I think. I think the vape. I think vaping is going to get hit. Petrol prices are probably going to increase. We've got the possibility of this pay per mile coming in, which is a ridiculous rule. I this country's going to be broken within months. Seriously, it's going to be. No, I agree, Bill. I don't think, for disabled people, I think the budget's going to be quite serious. I can see there being a lot of cuts. If you're a whiskey drinker or spirit drinker, that will probably not get affected because it never does. Because it's politics and they're all a bunch of pissheads in Parliament. I don't know. I just have to wait and see, I guess. Just have to wait and see. Could be worse. Can't think.
Well, think about how it is over here. Everyone's focused on the election. Who's going to be the next president? Blah blah blah. They're not looking at the issue behind each candidate and what's actually going to happen. It's all about who's going to happen after the fact.
Well, the trouble you've got is the choice of candidates you've got.
Yeah, it's a hell of a choice, isn't it?
Neither of them. How can it's beyond me how Trump can have two apparent assassination attempts against him. How can you get twice and yet he's meant to be protected by these highly trained people?
Because it's all set up to make him look better than he actually is. It's all to win points.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to get back in, isn't he? You know he is.
I did see that they were going to do another televised Q&A together, but he's turned around and said, no, it's too late to do that. I haven't had enough notice.
I wish they'd hurry up and just get rid of him. Well, yeah, friendly fire is a possibility, Bill. That is very, very true. Yeah.
And then you've got Kamala Harris on TV talking about, I own guns, break into my house and I'll shoot you.
Evening, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
I just don't know what's happening with the world. It's just sort of, it's gone crazy at the minute. Then we've got the whole thing with Putin and the Ukraine still going on. I don't know. Well, I'm just sick of politics at the minute because I said all you ever hear is politics at the moment. It's all we actually hear all the time.
How bad do you guys get with the political ads and everything? YouTube, TV, and radio and all that? Because over here, it's every 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, all we're getting at the minute Keir Starmer's done this. Keir Starmer is going to do that. Keir Starmer's done this. Keir Starmer's taking backhanders. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but nobody's doing anything about it.
We got to think, we have our local elections too. So we're getting all the political stuff from, Trump and all that. But we're also getting all the local people bashing each other on every other, commercial. Well, it's getting to the point my kids are asking questions and asking, well, what about this person? Why are they saying this about this person and that about that person? So just ignore it.
How the hell do you explain to kids about politics?
Well, right. That's the thing.
Wow.
And it's all over the place where they hear it constantly.
And of course, the States being the States, a lot of the news that you get is so biased. It's
Well, it's
unbelievable.
biased as hell. All negative.
Yeah. Unbelievable. How just... Yeah, I
Like over here, you'd have to watch 2 or 3 different news stations, mesh what they say together, and try to pick out facts to figure out what actually happened.
Yeah, somewhere in there is a little bit of truth. Somewhere. Oh, don't get me started on the fucking transgender shit. That's just another small, ridiculous thing. Teaching kids at 5, 6 years old about transgenders and no, it's wrong. It's so wrong.
Well, there's no point to that at that age, especially.
We had this discussion, didn't we? I mean, how the hell would you teach your kids why that woman has a beard and a dick? How do you explain that to a child of 5, 6 years old? It's impossible. You can't do it. I'll respect them when they respect me, Lee. Simple. And quite honestly, the way it's going, this 2-tier thing has gone well beyond. Well beyond.
Well, see, Lee, here's my issue about this whole pronoun thing. Which ones do I use? There are 47 at this point. They all mean damn near the same thing in reverse.
I'll tell you what you use. If it's got a dick, it's a bloke. If it's got a pussy, it's a woman. That's it. Okay? As for teaching kids at 5, 6 years old about sexuality and gender, no, leave them alone. Leave them to grow up and deal with normal things in life before they have to deal with that. I agree, because to me, Lisa, when a child comes to you, which all kids, eventually they will come and they will ask about sex and where do babies come from and blah, 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 all that. Yeah, it is perverse, Steve. I totally agree. It's perverted. The whole way it is very perverted. It's sick. It's, just leave kids to grow up naturally, and then when they come to you at whatever age,
Mm-hmm.
because you'll have to do this, Tyler, with the kids. You'll have to sit down and you'll have to explain it all to them.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for that day. I'm going to piss myself. It's hilarious.
Yeah, wait till you have the same day.
Hey, I've already got a son who's 26. I've already done it once, and I've done it for my nieces and nephews. So I don't have an issue. Gwendolyn, I don't have an issue. She wants me to teach her, tell her about the birds and the bees. That's fine. I'll do that. But I will teach her what she needs to know.
And that's the important part. Not you shouldn't be giving an X-rated explanation.
I'm not going to go, right, well, this is what happens and this is what you do to get a boy in bed or a girl in bed and this is blah, blah, blah. No, you teach them simple, basic, what they need to know. That's it. Leave it at that. Let kids grow up innocent. Well, in Gwendolyn's case, innocent-ish.
Mm.
But, innocent. That's what... Exactly, Lisa. And if anyone touches their genitals, apart from bath time with parents, or maybe our aunties and uncles, people who are trusted, anybody who touches you in those places, you tell somebody. Apart from that, that's all that needs to be dealt with. Why do we insist on having to... Oh, well, it'll help kids grow. No, it won't. What you're going to do is you're going to twist these kids into... By the time they're 6 years old, they're going to know about sex. That is unhealthy. That is really just... Hiya, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
It is so unhealthy for a kid to grow up like that. Might sound old-fashioned, but I don't see anything wrong with the way we grew up as kids. My mum and dad were... Well, my dad not so much, but my mum was pretty... If I had a question, she was honest. She'd just give me an answer. Dad's answer was usually, go and ask your mother.
Right.
Great father in my dad. Go and ask your mother. In Gary's case, it was go and ask the priest at the church. So, briefly vaping wise, has anybody seen anything new?
Well,
I
guess
saw
what?
there was a new Lost Vape AIO,
Yeah, I saw that. It looks quite good, actually.
which actually looks quite nice. And it looks like they've got it at a decent price. Like you said, £145. But I don't think that comes with an RPA though. Apart from that, there's nothing else I've really seen.
I kind of like that DJV RDTA.
Oh yeah.
But it's nothing new. It's just rehashed old
No,
stuff.
it just looks like they've reissued the previous
old
one.
iJoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like it. I've been thinking about, I must admit, about it'd be not, yeah, possibly. Yeah, but apart from that, nah, there's nothing.
I said the Blaze Max is finally available in the U.S.
Hmm.
Only took what, a month?
It's pretty good for the States.
That's all right.
I looked it up so I can see when I can afford it, including shipping fees, all that. It's like $50.
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
average.
I think the only thing I've got this week is I just bought more juice, and that's about it. That's it. It is. It is, Steve. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. You be is that in between going out gallivanting and playing golf and i- i- meat fest? There's so many things I could say to that, but I shan't. I'll behave. I've actually got bored with looking for vape stuff. I used to be I'd look like twice a week to see if there's anything new. Can't be bothered. Cannot be bothered. I will have you know, Wizard Golf is the new in thing, Gary. If you haven't seen the vlog, it is actually quite funny. And if you're not subbed to Lisa's channel, it is worth. It's good. Oh yes, Lee, I have a complaint for you. This is your fault. I have ended up this week spending about 80 quid on Testament records. I thought, you know what, I might buy myself a New Testament record. So I got the new one, and then I went back and I was like, I ain't got that one. Oh, that one, and that one. So I went back and I bought about 5 albums. So it's your fault. If Alana asks, it's your fault.
Oh, that's not too bad, Steve.
That's a bargain.
6 years late and 600 million over budget. That's all right. Someone's had a backhander there.
Yeah, no kidding.
600 million over budget. Jesus.
There better be like 50-inch like brand new TVs in every room.
A Brazilian and all you can eat. I'm not saying it. I'm not. My mind is in a terrible, terrible.
No, I'm gonna.
Have you just twigged on there? Yeah, I'm just being my usual self, really, Lee. Just $2 billion over budget. Well, you would say that, wouldn't you, Lee? It's after 9 o'clock. It's after the watershed. We could get away with it. I wonder where Uncle Dave is tonight.
I did see posted. You had a Beatles quiz the other day. I did see posted on. You got 10 out of 10 on that.
Yeah, I know his health's been on the good again, hasn't it? His health has been a bit up and downy at the minute, bless him. This show is declining rapidly into.
You know, all Bill's thinking, get the bring the nurse out there from home to the buffet, or do they provide it?
Was just wondering if the result were strips or patches of meat.
Be responsible. Be responsible. Well, it's me running it, Lisa, so it's never going to elevate far from the gutter. It's what I do best. I get away with it so far, and I haven't had any complaints off YouTube yet. I'm sure I will have. Sure, I'll get told off at some point.
Right, they cut strips. Okay.
You could take Jasper with you, Steve.
Hmm.
He'd be in heaven. I mean, you'd have to carry him out because he wouldn't be able to walk because he'd be that stuffed.
Right.
Well, you want to be comfortable if you're going to eat it out. I need a new subject before I get myself in trouble here.
I was gonna say, can we steer this somewhere else? We all got both in this subject, and none of them are good ones.
Oh, I have got actually. I forgot to tell you, Tyler.
Uh-oh.
G said, contact him.
Okay.
He'll teach you how to do braids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's G's
Deal.
words. He said he'll actually he'll teach you properly how to do braids. So
I
just
think
give
he's one of the best ones I've ever. I mean, I've seen a lot of builders over the years, but G's braids have always been some of the tightest ones I've ever
yeah,
seen. You know,
he is
he's
good.
consistent. He's so consistent when he does it.
Oh, guaranteed. Guaranteed it's going to be messy on your birthday once, Lee. Ah, God, it's going to be pure, pure and utter debauchery.
Show already.
It's going to be like the reopening of the Hellfire Club. That's going to be terrible. Hey, you could braid your beard, Tyler.
Really?
You could braid your beard. You could let your daughter put like little pink bows in, and
Could put some beads in it as well.
One
you
of my
could
Jack Sparrow.
you could dye your beard for charity. I've got it even better. It's coming up to Christmas. You could dye your beard for Christmas and put glitter in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then take a month to get it back out.
Oh, I'm not bothered about that. I just want to see you.
Mm.
Wow, that diet that they've got you going on, Lisa, is going to be painful. That's, mind you, I suppose needs must. Yeah, it's. I'm sure Lee will make up for what you don't drink. I'm sure Lee will somehow manage to make up for it.
Make it even, right?
That's well before his time, Gary. Well before
Hmm.
his time. It's before your time and all, Roy Wood. God.
Hmm. Yeah, just a little bit, not much.
That's it. You could do a Christmas album, Lee.
Mm.
You know what, Lisa? If you can get diabetes into remission, full credit to you. That'd be awesome. That really would. Yep. Let me on roller skates going across the back of Roy Wood in Angel Eyes. That was class.
Bloody wizard song in my head now.
Yeah. Anyway. Ah, very nice, Steve.
Well, that's good.
Nothing wrong with having a beer now and again, mate.
Mm.
Everybody should have a beer now and again, unless it's Tyler because he can't get decent beer. He has that sort of fizzy water that America calls beer.
Hey, I actually had an alright beer the other day. You'd have been proud. It was still an American beer, but
Mm.
Gary, me learning guitar, I do want to. Yes, I do want to learn guitar. The looking for audio stuff, I'm doing that. I do that all the time. I do that more than I look for vape stuff nowadays. I have got my eye on some more audio stuff, but we won't go into that. Just one bottle, Lee. You're going to need more than one bottle. You need to get that bottle of whiskey that you've got, single malt that you got sat in the garage as well. Next week's show with Lee, you'll know when the show is finished. It'll be when Lee slowly slides out of the chair and disappears under the desk.
Right. Wizard has done his disappearing act. The show's over.
Lee, you can push the Scouser onto me, and he can pester me all he likes. He'll get exactly the same response as he's got off you. Go away. I don't like most of the modern stuff, thrash stuff. I'm still stuck in like the 90s, but that's but my personal preference. I like the era that we both like, the sort of late 80s, 90s. Well, if that bottle of Johnny Walker that you just got sat there, Stevie, is going to waste, I mean, there's no point in you keeping it if you're not going to open it. I mean, you know, if it's just sort of getting in the way, I'll send me address.
Actually, probably some of the last ones that would have been made in Kilmarnock.
That's right.
Because they closed not that long after that.
Yeah, and then they ruined it, didn't they, after that?
Yeah, because the area that Johnny Walker's in Kilmarnock is now Ayrshire College.
Because I went off Johnny Walker years ago. I don't know why, because I used to like Johnny Walker Black, Blue, and the Red. I liked all of them. But it seemed to... They changed where, obviously, I can't remember where they make it now, but it's just the taste is... I don't know. It's not the same.
I think they make it in Edinburgh now.
I don't know whether it's the water they're using or it's...
Yeah, it was always the Kilmarnock water that was used for Johnny Walker.
I think that's what's wrecked it. It's not like it was. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of most of today's stuff, to be honest with you, Gary. There's not much good music coming out. Or if there is, it's from old bands that are bringing out new albums. So I agree with you there as well, Gary. The water does make a massive difference. This is slowly turning into like another version of Lee's channel. We're talking about music. It's because most modern music, Gary, most music is nowadays it's just like you say, it's just a rehash. There's very few good new bands coming out. And if you're on about popular music, not metal or rock, I don't think there's any decent music that's come out for years. I really don't. Personally, but sounds like Yngwie Malmsteen, that self-indulgent wankfest. Or God forbid, if you want to talk about a band that's very much plays everything, all the notes in 3.2 seconds, Dragon Force. God, I hate that band. Oh God, Bill, no. I was going to go with Tool. To be fair, they're just as bad. Could have gone with Dream Theater, Lee. Best bit of Dream Theater has always been the drummer.
Oh, here's one for you, Matt. Because you always talk about the generations and not appreciating older music. Tell
Yeah.
me why my niece, who is 20 years old, went and personally bought tickets to go see Rob Zombie and didn't even take me. Asked how the show was. She goes, "Oh, it was a good show." It's like you didn't know a single song from the entire set.
See, I like Rob. I do like Rob Zombie, but he Rob gets a bit beyond himself at times. By all accounts, he can be a bit of a bastard. Trying to think of bands I'd like to go and see nowadays, and there aren't many that I haven't already seen.
Now I think the biggest regret I've got is when I missed going to Ozfest when I was 11.
You see, I think that we were lucky at my age group because we got to see some fucking good bands at the time. The original Monsters of Rock was absolutely fucking brilliant. It actually had some good bands. The only festival that nowadays that I would love to go, I've been once, but I'd love to go back and go again, would be Wacken in Germany. The trouble is it's expensive. It'd be really expensive for you because you've got to come to Europe
Mm.
first.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we were, Steve. I didn't realise till the other day. I was sat and I was thinking about the bands that I've seen over the years. I saw Guns N' Roses when they were good. AC/DC, Iron Maiden, all of the big bands, bands like Testament, Napalm Death, Megadeth, Anthrax, all of those bands I saw when they were in their sort of prime. So yeah, I was pretty lucky really. And I saw a lot of bands that are now no longer, no longer about. I saw some shit bands as well. I saw Green Day once. There's my little dit. Oh, I don't like Green Day. I'm sorry. Do you know what I don't like about Green Day? They claim to be punk, and Green Day to me is they're not punk.
Well, no.
And
They were
Billy,
the late '90s,
his
early 2000s American punk.
do you know what their downfall was? Is when he got that attitude. He got this real fucking attitude. And it wasn't attitude as in a good attitude of like most punk musicians. He just had an attitude problem. Never got to see Queen live, Gary, unfortunately. Bill did, just to piss you
Mm.
off. He saw Queen at Live Aid. Uh, Actually, there is one band I haven't seen live, and I would like to see them live just for the stage show. And that's Rammstein.
Yeah. Yeah, even now, that would still be a great show.
They are getting towards the end of the. I think they're starting to run out a little bit now. Foo Fighters are good live by all accounts, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But there's a lot of bands that you would consider smaller bands that are far better live than some of the big bands. Far better.
Plus, like certain bands I've seen back, years ago when they were small still, versus seeing them in the past 5 years. It's still an amazing show, but it's not the same show.
A lot of it
Mm.
comes down to the fact that there are a lot of bands that get to a point where they're only in it for the money. I've seen Floyd live five times. Love Pink Floyd live. If you're into Pink Floyd,
Mm.
absolute amazing show. I had the chance to go to their show that they did in Venice, and I just couldn't afford to get the time to actually go. Um, but that would have been a cool show to see. Yeah, Billy Corgan. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, he's. You either like him or you hate him. There's no in between with Billy Corgan. I would have sooner, Gary, seen Pink Floyd live when the early days when they still
Mm.
like with Sid Barrett when it was Sid. I would love to have seen them live with Sid Barrett because that was the true LSD days, and they were, yeah. Yeah, I think Billy Corgan, I think he's lost a lot a bit. I think, unfortunately, Pink Floyd got to a point where they actually got too big. And then the argument started between Roger Waters
Mm-hmm.
and you had all the bitching and sniping between them. Yeah. Unfortunately, that happens with a lot of big bands. There are some big bands though I'd never want to see. The Rolling Stones being one of them. I can't think of anybody I would just no. Hate the
I don't know.
Rolling Stones.
You seem like a really big Kiss fan.
Who, me? Right, I don't mind Kiss as a band. It's just that one member of Kiss that I don't like. And I'll give you a hint. And if you haven't don't worked out who it is I dislike, yeah, I don't like Gene Simmons. I cannot stand him. He is the most arrogant bloke going.
I must admit, I've never really liked the Rolling Stones. Them, that, and Oasis.
Oh God, Oasis. Oh,
I don't know
oh.
what it's about. Just how much of an arsehole Liam Gallagher comes over as.
I get with certain bands, people will have like a bit of an attitude. Like the lead, lead singer might have an attitude or whatever. That's okay. I can deal with that. But Liam Gallagher, he's just a dickhead. He's just an arrogant dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
They did a few songs which, if I was brutally honest, were sort of catchy-ish. They were okay, okay-ish. But I certainly would. Everybody who supports them thinks they're like the best band that's ever. I don't know.
Thing is, they're probably not going to get through all the concerts anyway because they're going to fall out by the third or fourth one.
Oh yeah, but you get to the third song and they're having a punch up. Yeah, great.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I must admit, I preferred the Mike Flowers Pops version of Wonderwall.
Thing is, Steve, right? Yeah, they were comparing them to the Beatles. Were the Beatles this controversial? Were the Beatles as great as everybody said they were? they did a few good songs. They did a couple of albums that I would say were good, but I don't think they were, like a lot of people say, the greatest band of that time anywhere near. I think George Harrison was brilliant. I think George Harrison was a brilliant musician.
Mm.
John Lennon was, again, a bit of an arrogant bastard. He certainly didn't deserve what happened to getting shot, obviously. But the Beatles knew how to get a hook. They knew how to get somebody into their music. That's what they were good at. They were very good at that. And I think a lot of that came down to sort of Ringo Starr is a very underrated drummer.
Mm.
I'm sure all those teeny girls of 69 disagree. Yep, you're probably right, Lisa. And personally, yeah, I totally agree with you, Bill. Yeah. I never really got the whole Beatles thing. There was a couple of, like I say, there's a couple of albums that were good. Yeah. Bit like Elvis, he was another one. I'm going to be really unpopular now. I hate Elvis. I always did. I hated Elvis.
Oh, I can remember the hours of my grandparents listening to Elvis in the living room.
The only reason Elvis was so successful was
Because he was controversial.
because yeah, exactly. It was controversial for that time, but he was not the king of rock and roll. The true king of rock and roll was Little Richard. Sorry, Little Richard all day long. Far better. Anybody who came from Macon, Georgia, he was black, he was gay, and he wore dresses. And he came from Macon, Georgia. Now that takes some fucking bollocks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. UFO were a fantastic band. Fantastic band. Roy Orbison. Yeah, Roy Orbison. What a voice. What a voice. Brilliant lyricist as well. In fact, if you want a good album or a good 3 albums to listen to, easy listening, Travelling Wilburys, which was Roy Orbison, George Harrison. My mind's going to go blank, I know it is. Roy Orbison, yeah. Yeah, my mind's gone blank. But the Travelling Wilburys, if you go and listen to them, absolute class. Tom
Was
Petty,
it Jeff Lynne? Oh, Tom
Jeff
Petty.
Lynne, for ELO, and somebody who put it in a minute. I could see his face. Yeah, Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash has got to be in there. And again, what a brilliant lyricist Johnny Cash was. Thank you. That's it, Bob Dylan. And they just sat around, just writing songs and playing like on one microphone. It's brilliant. That's just reminded myself I need to buy those albums. Oh shit. Oh no, it was never about making money. Is that better, Lisa?
See, Lisa, we weren't saying anything on purpose. That just got
Oh,
quieter.
and
Let it happen.
and fuck you too, Tyler. Now people can hear me. Fuck you. Well, don't forget Johnny Cash did the Highwayman albums as well, with Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Chris Christopherson. There's one for you. How the hell is Willie Nelson still going? At 90, was he 93, 94 years old now?
He's got to be at least.
You know they say don't do drugs, don't smoke cannabis.
I was gonna say, look at the examples you're getting.
Yeah.
Here's our example of somebody who's been smoking cannabis for a long time. He's 94. Yeah, fuck it, forget it. I do like that story about Willie Nelson and his house burnt down. I don't know if you've heard this. His house caught fire. Right. So he runs back in the house while the fire brigade is trying to put it out. And he comes running back
weed
out with a bag of weed and his guitar. That was it. I just think that's brilliant. Oh, you're never going to outsmoke somebody like Willie Nelson. He's been smoking since probably late 50s, I'd have said.
Man, can you imagine the transition he's seen through pot over the years, like quality wise and just everything else?
Yeah. There isn't. That would be an achievement, though, wouldn't it? To sit down with Willie Nelson, talk music while smoking with him. Now that'd be a good day. Jesus Christ, you'd be fucked, but.
The thing is, I don't even think Willie smokes anymore now that he's at the age that he is. He still does all his edibles and everything, but I don't think he actually smokes anymore.
I think he quit the smoking side, didn't he, for his lungs and for his throat. But yeah. I mean, at 90 years old, it's crazy. You know, you just think about the talent that was in that studio, though, Steve. I mean, George Harrison and Roy Orbison, probably one of the greatest voices in music, Roy Orbison. George Harrison for writing music, probably up there. Then you've got Bob Dylan as a lyricist who's done some of the greatest songs lyrically. Tom Petty. That's insane. I think Bill's had his medication. Well, they'd already seen the rest of AC/DC had already seen Brian Johnson with his old band. They already knew about Brian. Yep, Bill's stoned again.
Just a little.
It is weird because they're two such different people, Brian and Bon. They were two such different people. But that is why it worked. If you tried replacing Bon Scott, actually finding someone to replace him, you couldn't do it. Because there is nobody like Bon Scott. Never has been, never will be. I prefer the Bon Scott era of AC/DC personally, but that's probably an age thing. And Gary's going to come back with, I prefer Brian. Oh, God, the Verve. They don't even come on my radar of bands. There you go. They come on that irritating 2000s of depressing, just, yeah. They were alright, I suppose, but a lot of people liked them. It certainly does, right? Yeah. Yeah, because Bob never got to finish it. Yes, you are late, William.
But welcome in anyway.
God. He strolls in late. I don't know. He's not very well this evening, William. He's
kind of a caretaker from over here. He feels a little bit, out there at the moment.
Pearl Jam. Yeah, oh. Eddie Vedder. I just, yeah. No, no. No, not a big Pearl Jam for me.
No.
Yeah, that says it all, doesn't it, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
I like Nirvana. I do like Nirvana. Uh, I just, I don't know. I have to be in the mood to listen to Nirvana.
Mm.
Oh, I've seen Wasp a few times, Steve. Have you seen the state of Blackie Lawless now? He looks like your granny. If you haven't, Stevie, while you're on here, go and look up Blackie Lawless. Now. It's hilarious. The other band that you haven't named, Steve, which I'm quite disappointed that you didn't say about, was Judas Priest. Judas Priest are great live. Good old Rob Halford. What do you mean, look up Chuck Berry? How can you not know who Chuck Berry is? Are you only just getting, like, music in your area or something, Gary? Rob Halford, for voice, his vocal range, still to this day, absolutely amazing. I just wish he'd stop doing shirtless videos on YouTube.
Mm.
It's quite disturbing. Why diggling? I don't mind the Chili Peppers, but yeah, I've got to be in the mood for Red Hot Chili Peppers. Bit like System of a Down, they're another band that I cannot get into.
See, I actually didn't mind them, growing up.
Don't get me wrong, I have done some good stuff, but I just
They're one of those bands where you've got a handful of songs over about 3 albums. They're all good songs,
Mm.
but that's it. You've got that handful of songs.
Mm.
yeah. I mean, at least nobody's brought up about my favourite band, Limp Bizkit. Fred fucking douchebag.
I can't say it wasn't a decent show. For a live show, he looked stupid as hell. Perm and all.
Yeah.
But as far as energy level for the show, it was actually decent.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that, Lee. Wes Borland is good. He's wasted he's wasted there. Totally wasted in that band. Faith No More. I actually like. I'm a big. I do like Faith No More. A band that are great live are Sepultural. If you ever get to see Sepultural live, absolutely fucking amazing. And they're the only band that I've ever heard do Orgasmatron, the Motorhead track, and do it justice. Preferred Anthrax to Megadeth.
Matt, don't lie. I can see you sitting in your room listening to, Falling in Reverse all day long.
Yeah, love Sepultura. Brilliant. And they are a good live band. It's a weird one now. You'll get some bands that live absolutely fucking powerhouses, real fucking powerhouses. And some bands just do not work live. Twisted Sister were, a bit, yeah. I don't mind Twisted Sister. They were okay. Exodus live, yeah, that. I really want to see Gary at an Exodus concert for the Wall of Death. We'll just put Gary in the middle. That could be hilarious. If we're going into true dark metal, you'd be more than spilt your cup of tea, mate, if you were in the middle of the Wall of Death with Exodus, I promise you. If you want to know what Exodus Wall of Death is, just go on and look it up. Go on YouTube and put in Exodus Wall of Death. And then put yourself in the middle of it. Because I tell you what, there are days I would have done it a long time ago, but you got, yeah. Do like Cradle of Filth. Spilt your tea. You couldn't get much more Irish than if I spilt me tea. Fuck's sake.
Well, he could got more Irish if he said if I spilt his Guinness.
True.
Where you would probably say that if I spilt mine, I'd managed to catch it before it hit the ground.
No comment. You see there, right there, Gary, you're going back to when Guns N' Roses were actually good.
I was due to go and see Guns N' Roses. I think it was 2001. It was in the middle of when Duff and when Buckethead and all them in the
Yeah.
band, and of course, as usual, they cancelled.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Gary, Guns N' Roses, their early shows were great. Absolutely awesome. Then Axl Rose started to turn into a fuckwit. Or it came out more. And Jesus Christ. The worst thing is, Axl Rose had a really good voice at one point. It really did. Phenomenal voice. But now, nah. That's long gone. I brought you as well. Stevie, there's a story to this, okay? Monsters of Rock, Bill was there, I was there, Lee was there. So we've all been at the same place at the same time and not known each other. Unbelievable. Bill would have been the drunk one that was falling over next to the speaker.
No, Bill be the drunk one next to the speaker yelling at the tech. That's not how you do it.
I was 11.
So basically what we're seeing, Bill, we were all there, we just didn't know each other at that time.
But you didn't know each other then.
I wouldn't have associated with Bill. You know. I would have been pissed anyway.
Hmm.
You're definitely too young to have been at Woodstock, Gary. Would have been interesting to be there for two reasons. I would love to have been there for who was there. I'd love to have been there for the music and everything. But I would have also loved to have been there for the pure reason that the electrical system there was a fucking nightmare. It used to blow out every fucking 5 minutes on the amps. It was like extension lead plugged into extension lead plugged into extension lead. Oh, Maiden. Gotta love a bit of Maiden. Well, if the love's free, who am I to not? Yeah. It probably was, to be honest with you, Gary. I think most people fell asleep for the Kiss set. I mean, who wants to see Gene Simmons parading around, sticking his tongue out at everybody? Mind you, it's made him a multi-millionaire.
Hmm. Tyler,
Yeah.
could you remove your barcode off your cup in case it in case YouTube pick it up? Well, you never know. They're being shitty with every other organism.
Would you be surprised?
Wouldn't be surprised.
All the stuff I come out with, and we get a strike.
Yeah, you
for
get a strike
barcode
for
on the bottom
Tyler
of
showing
his
the
fucking
barcode.
cup.
Imagine.
I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't. A lot of it, Gary, will be who set up the gig. Because I've heard this about gigs at Slane quite a few times. Whoever sets up the concerts, who else did they say this about? I think it was Guns N' Roses when they played at Slane. Or no, it wasn't. I tell you, it was Metallica. Metallica played at Slane, and the sound quality was absolutely dog shit. So it might not be the band themselves; it could be who set the sound up. If you get the wrong people setting up the stage and setting up the actual PA amps, it can sound terrible. It really can. Apparently, Slane is supposed to be quite good if you get the right people set it up. Yeah, it's usually the drummer's fault, Lee. He can't keep time. Well, that says it all, though, doesn't it, Steve? It's down to who you know. It's you've got Angus. You see, that takes the piss when you've paid a fortune to go to a gig like that. It's fucking annoying. I think everybody's been to gigs like that though, where the sound's bad. And with the way Slane is set out at that castle, it ricochets off the walls. So if you don't get the PA set right, it will just ricochet off it and bounce back. Your timing will be totally out for sound. Which what he started playing with, wasn't it, Steve? Angus? He started out sort of playing blues style and blues rock and roll. And he does play it really, really, really sweet.
Mm.
It really is. I would have said it does, Bill. I've never actually been there. I would like to go there for a concert, to be honest. It's fucking expensive, though. Metallica wanted 350 quid for tickets. Right, shall we call it an evening?
Yeah, can do if you wish.
Yeah.
We've already had our hour of music.
Mm.
Yeah. I shall let you guys do your goodbyes.
Do you want me? I'll go for. Yeah, thanks
Yep.
everyone for joining us. Yeah, Bill, hope you feel better soon. Don't forget, guys, the group's there if anyone's needing any assistance. I'd also just like to say thank you, boys, for your support over the last couple of weeks. Do appreciate it, and hopefully everyone can join us next week. I'll pass it on to Tyler.
Thank you, Craig. Well, first off, Craig, as always, man, you're like family. So don't worry about it by any means. You ever need us, we're always here. That's a given. You know.
Right.
And same with Bill. I know he's not feeling great today, and hopefully by tomorrow, next couple of days, it'll be out of his system as much as it can be until it's fixed.
Yeah.
But as far as chat goes, guys, thanks for being here this week. We do appreciate it. It gives us somebody to talk to besides ourselves. And of course, if we see you talk to Matt all the time, we're all going to go insane. We've all learned this. But yeah, the Facebook group is there, as always, guys. We'll see you next week. Matt, say your goodbyes.
Same old shit. Yeah, no worries, Craig. You know where we are. We're always here to help.
I know.
Goes with everybody. Anybody who wants any help, just give us a shout. Anybody. hope everybody has a good week coming. Try and ignore whatever the idiots in government and positions of power are saying, and try and get on with your life without having to deal with those dickheads too much. It's hard, but hopefully in time things will sort themselves out. Or Keir Starmer might get run over by his own chauffeur-driven car. We never know. We can but hope. Yeah, I hope everyone has a cracking week. Thank you for being here, as usual, guys. And yeah, we will love you and leave you, and see you soon. So, bye, guys.